In the volatile Middle East, rumors are more than just whispers. They are often the first tremors before an earthquake of real conflict. Here, every piece of information, every hint of unrest, can quickly spiral into a full-blown crisis, and today, those fears have become reality. Today, July 13, 2025, the world watches as those persistent rumors have erupted into a major crisis, sending shockwaves through governments and populations alike. According to multiple reports, Iran has launched a daring strike against a top-secret Israeli underground command center, possibly the very bunker designed to protect Prime Minister Netanyahu and his closest advisors during times of war. This facility, shrouded in secrecy and built to withstand the unthinkable, now stands at the center of an international storm. If these reports are accurate, this attack represents a direct and audacious assault on Israel's leadership, a shocking breach of what was believed to be one of the nation's most secure and impenetrable defenses. The psychological impact alone is immense, shaking the confidence of both military planners and the public. Iranian sources are now boasting about their new generation of precision-guided missiles, claiming they have developed the capability to penetrate reinforced rock and concrete, delivering a devastating blow to even the most protected targets. This technological leap, if true, could alter the balance of power in the region. For Israel, whose entire security doctrine has long relied on the invulnerability of its underground bunkers, this incident would be nothing short of catastrophic, both psychologically and strategically. It calls into question the effectiveness of their most trusted defenses and forces a re-evaluation of their security assumptions. The attack marks a dramatic escalation, transforming the conflict from shadowy covert operations and proxy battles into open direct warfare. The stakes have never been higher, and the potential for further escalation looms large. Tehran's message to the world is unmistakable: no target, no matter how fortified or secret, is beyond its reach. This bold statement is meant to send a chill through its adversaries and to demonstrate newfound military prowess. The world now holds its breath, waiting for official confirmation of the attack and for Israel's inevitable response. The eyes of the international community are fixed on the region, bracing for what may come next. This unprecedented event has the potential to redraw the lines of power and influence in the Middle East, pushing the region ever closer to a wider, more unpredictable conflict. The coming days will be critical, as leaders weigh their options and the world watches, hoping to avoid a descent into chaos. Underground bunkers are the modern castle keep, designed to protect a nation's leaders from even the most advanced threats. In an age where warfare is defined by precision missiles, cyber attacks, and the constant risk of surprise, these subterranean fortresses serve as the ultimate insurance policy. They are not just relics of Cold War paranoia, but a living, evolving response to the realities of modern conflict. Their very existence is a testament to the lengths nations will go to ensure continuity of government and command, even in the face of overwhelming force. In Israel, surrounded by adversaries on nearly every border, these bunkers are not a luxury, they are a necessity. The threat of missile barrages, surprise attacks, or even unconventional warfare means that the government must always be prepared to operate under siege. These fortresses are woven into the very fabric of national defense, ensuring that leadership can survive and function during the gravest crises. Built deep within mountains or hidden beneath sprawling military bases, these bunkers are marvels of engineering. Their walls are made of thick, reinforced concrete, sometimes several meters thick, layered with shock-absorbing materials to withstand even direct hits from bunker-busting munitions. Construction is a secretive, painstaking process, involving military engineers and advanced technology to ensure both strength and secrecy. Inside these bunkers are more than just shelters. They are fully functional command centers. Secure communications, advanced surveillance, and life support systems allow leaders to direct military operations without interruption. Living quarters, food supplies, and water reserves are stockpiled to sustain occupants for weeks or even months, making these facilities self-sufficient islands in a sea of chaos. The very existence of such bunkers is a message to potential enemies. Even a decapitation strike will not cripple the nation's ability to respond. It's a psychological deterrent, projecting strength and resilience and signaling that the chain of command will endure, no matter the attack. But the alleged Iranian strike has shattered this sense of invulnerability. The attack exposed not only the physical vulnerabilities of these bunkers, but also the risks of over-reliance on secrecy and engineering. The damage to a supposedly impenetrable facility has sent shockwaves through military and political circles. If Iran can locate and successfully target these underground strongholds, Israel faces a strategic nightmare. The very foundation of its security doctrine is called into question, forcing leaders to confront the possibility that no bunker is truly safe. This incident suggests not only a massive intelligence breach, but also a significant leap in Iranian missile technology. The ability to penetrate such defenses means that the balance of power in the region may be shifting in unpredictable ways. In the aftermath, Israel must urgently rethink its entire security posture. The world has become far more dangerous, and the logic of underground bunkers, once seen as unassailable, must now be re-examined in light of new and evolving threats. Iran's missile program is the backbone of its defense strategy, designed to threaten high-value targets across the region. Recent advances have produced missiles with improved accuracy, range, and the ability to evade Israeli defenses. Reports suggest Iran now possesses Earth-penetrating warheads, capable of striking hardened underground bunkers. The alleged attack on Netanyahu's bunker, if confirmed, marks a new level of sophistication and a direct threat to Israel's strategic edge. The fear is no longer just about nuclear weapons, but about what Iran can already do with its powerful, precise conventional missiles. Bunker busters are engineered to penetrate deep underground and destroy hardened targets. The US leads in this technology with massive bombs like the GBU-57 Massive Ordnance Penetrator. These weapons use immense weight, a needle-like shape, and tough steel casings to punch through rock and concrete. A delayed fuse ensures the warhead detonates only after reaching the target's core, maximizing destructive force. The explosion creates underground shockwaves, collapsing tunnels and chambers from within. While the US dominates this field, Israel has developed its own bunker-busting munitions. If Iran has created a missile with a robust penetrator and delayed fuse warhead, it's a game-changer. This would threaten Israel's most secure facilities, turning a defensive advantage into a vulnerability. The balance of power in the region could shift overnight. The alleged strike is a major escalation in a long cycle of tit-for-tat conflict. What began as cyber attacks and proxy wars has now erupted into direct strikes on leadership infrastructure. Israel faces immense pressure to respond with overwhelming force, potentially targeting Iran's missile sites or command centers. Each move risks triggering a full-scale regional war, drawing in global powers. The US, as Israel's closest ally, would be pressured to provide military and diplomatic support. Any intervention could provoke a wider crisis, pitting world powers against each other. Moderates are sidelined as hardliners gain ground and the hope for de-escalation fades. The region teeters on the edge of catastrophe with trust and diplomacy in short supply. Once the spiral begins, controlling the outcome becomes nearly impossible. While leaders strategize, it's ordinary people who suffer most. In Israel, missile alerts send families racing to shelters, now with even greater fear if bunkers aren't safe. In Iran, citizens endure economic hardship and the threat of devastating retaliation. Escalation would worsen suffering on both sides, with civilians caught in the crossfire. Neighboring countries risk being drawn in, facing refugee crises and humanitarian disasters. The conflict threatens to unravel economies and social stability across the region. War is measured not just in destroyed hardware but in shattered lives and lost hope. For millions, peace is the simple wish for a normal life, free from the constant fear of war. Each missile strike further buries the prospect of diplomacy. The attack empowers hardliners and shrinks the space for compromise. International mediation loses meaning when new weapons shatter old assumptions. Both sides see strength as the only guarantee of security, fueling an arms race. The risk of miscalculation grows as trust collapses. Rebuilding diplomacy would require years of effort and a fundamental shift in political will. For now, war plans replace peace talks, and the world braces for what comes next. The United States is not just a distant observer in the Iran-Israel conflict, it is a central player, with its influence and military might woven deeply into the fabric of the region. American aircraft carriers patrol the Persian Gulf, and US military bases dot the Middle Eastern landscape, serving as both a deterrent and a potential flashpoint. The Pentagon's decisions ripple far beyond Washington, shaping the calculations of every actor involved. In Washington, any attack on Israeli leadership or critical infrastructure is viewed not just as a threat to an ally, but as a direct challenge to American interests and credibility. The White House and Congress are on high alert, aware that their response will be scrutinized both at home and abroad. The U.S. faces a delicate balancing act, standing firmly with Israel, its closest partner in the region, while weighing the grave risk of being drawn into yet another protracted and unpredictable Middle Eastern war. Every move is calculated, every word measured, as policymakers debate the costs and consequences. Iran's message to Washington is unmistakable: any U.S. intervention will come at a steep price. With American bases and personnel within range of Iranian missiles, the threat is not abstract, it is immediate and real. Tehran's military parades and missile displays are meant to send a warning, not just to Israel but to the superpower behind it. This asymmetric threat is carefully crafted to deter U.S. involvement, aiming to raise the stakes so high that Washington hesitates, leaving Israel more isolated. Security is tightened at embassies and checkpoints as the region braces for possible escalation. The choices made in Washington situation rooms will shape the course of the crisis, whether to fully back Israel's retaliation, to urge restraint and seek de-escalation, or to pursue a path of quiet diplomacy behind closed doors. The United States stands at a crossroads. It could escalate the conflict with military force, attempt to de-escalate through public statements and pressure, or work through secret back channels to broker a fragile peace. Each option carries profound risks and uncertain outcomes. The next move by the U.S. could determine whether this crisis remains contained or spirals into a wider regional catastrophe, engulfing more nations and endangering countless lives. In every decision, the shadow of American power looms large, its presence felt in every negotiation, every threat, and every hope for peace in the Middle East. The Middle East now stands at a crossroads with the future uncertain. The most likely scenario is swift Israeli retaliation, risking a spiral toward total war. A slim hope remains for de-escalation, if both sides recognize the danger of mutual destruction. Secret diplomacy could restore a tense but non-violent status quo, but only if rational actors prevail. Alternatively, the attack could embolden Iran or trigger a crisis of confidence in Israel, fueling an arms race. The coming days will determine the region's fate, stability, or deeper conflict. For millions, the stakes are life and death, as leaders make choices that will echo for decades. The world watches, knowing today's events could set the stage for an even greater war tomorrow.